That only take you so far.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
1050 ESPN New York. The biggest names and the biggest games. WEPN New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
What scares you most about your future?
Maybe not fulfilling a lot of other people's dreams.
The phenomenon is taken over.
I was had the poise to handle any circumstance.
One of the great performances of all time.
Adversity.
What a tough defeat for LeBron.
Not 4, not 5.
Pressure.
The Miami Heat have won the title.
My city. I love you. I'm back. Cleveland. This is for you.
I think it was a God-given ability, but that only take you so far. I would never cheated the process, so I'm wanting to be great in this game. It's put me in a position of just trying to be one of the best ever.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, we are presented by Progressive Insurance here on ESPN Radio and ESPN2. Sirius XM Channel 80, the ESPN app. Good morning, gentlemen.
What's happening? What's popping?
Can
be true at the same time.
What's popping? I had a tough day yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Is that why you in the studio with Max instead of me? You felt like you needed to get back to Max? I drove you crazy?
No, I mean, you always drive me crazy. That's naturally what we do to each other. But I had a little exam by the doctors, a little booty doctor yesterday.
Oh, boy.
And never really been through that before. But, Key, let me tell you how they got me.
I don't want to know.
Wait, Key.
Jason Love now. Go ahead.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
God.
The
doctor was like, I'm going to need you to just say, we're going to put this little apron over here and just bend down on your knees and lean over. I'm like, what?
Gotta do it, though.
Do you?
Yeah.
I felt compromised. I felt violated.
You're over 40. Gotta be done.
We're building.
I sent the picture to the group chat because I was like, I need y'all to share.
I have no
any pictures.
Group chat.
I have no interest.
I just need y'all to share my misery
from that group or whatever you call it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the Lakers.
You never been checked? You never been checked?
The Lakers won.
What's amazing is that guy wasn't even a doctor.
Jeez. Okay. All right, man. Y'all do
He got an email. He believed
anyway, so what happened in this situation? The Lakers won yesterday, 112, 111, and LeBron James was amazing again along with Anthony Davis.
LeBron's going to have to start going for those exams. He's pushing 40.
Yes.
When you look at it in a pursuit to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record, here's what LeBron said.
And you're tossing to no sound.
Yeah, because I don't want to hear this sound.
Well, I'm just saying, I didn't want to hear the sound either.
I mean, we do have the sound if you guys want to play.
If
it was a sound and you was listening to it.
LeBron is now 63 points shy of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This is LeBron at the post-game presser talking about what the scoring record means to him.
I mean, I grew up being a historian of all sports and understanding, that I don't have the number like planted in my head, the actual real number. I know it's 38 something, but I know it's been Kareem in my whole life. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, he got to you got to put some pepper or some sort of rub some pepper oil on his outside of his hand or something, and then rub his eyes. Because he wanted to throughout the press conference. He was trying to squeeze a few out. And he really couldn't get them out the way he needed to, But he'll be able to. Look, man, it's certainly, as you get closer to certain milestones and records in your career, he's right about no matter what level you're on, when and he knew, obviously, for a while that he would at some point in time, if he stayed healthy, get to Kareem's record. And he's, 60... What is it?
68 points.
68 points away.
63.
63 points away. So essentially that could be 2 games, maybe stretch it to 3. It depends on when he wants to do it. If I was him, I probably wouldn't do it till I get back at home. So I would probably try to prolong it as long as I could.
Those 15 assist games.
No, guys. LeBron's strategic. He's going to do it at home against Milwaukee on TNT. It's going to happen.
With a skyhook.
It's going to be a skyhook.
Skyhook.
Sure.
This is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This is the team he played for. That's how you pay homage to the history of the game.
This is the insane thing about the Lakers.
He's going to do a key.
This is the insane thing about the Lakers. A dude in a Laker jersey, LeBron James, is about to pass another dude who wore that Laker jersey for a big part of his career, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, for the all-time scoring title, right? Neither one of those two are considered the top two Lakers of all time. Like, as Lakers. It's Magic and Kobe, right? That franchise is bananas. It's bananas.
Well, I guess for me, in being from LA, born and raised, been there my whole life.
Me too.
Me too, Key.
It depends on who you ask, because I could ask my football coach in Darryl Holmes, and he'd laugh at y'all by saying that Kareem wouldn't be considered the top Laker.
Well,
he literally would laugh. He literally, but he played 100,000 years, Max.
Yeah,
it's a difference. Yeah. He won the majority. Lakers. He won all of his championships. I understand he won the one with the Bucks, but all of he won whatever 4 or whatever with the 5 with the Lakers. 5 with the Lakers. I mean, like, come on.
That's not a debate to me. Have you, Key? Have you guys finally embraced LeBron? Do you finally consider him to be a Laker?
You embrace him. There's no question. He is a Laker, and he won a championship. But the majority of his work was done with Cleveland and Miami.
So the standards for the Lakers.
You said what, different. Mac? I mean, Jay?
I mean, but he's traveled, but he's won a chip.
I know, but it's like we don't consider Kareem a buck. We consider Kareem a pass-through for the Bucks. We consider Kareem our own because of most of his work, even though he won a championship with Milwaukee, he belongs to us.
And he went to UCLA.
You know what I'm saying? That's just a difference. There's a difference when it comes to that. When you look at LeBron James, we appreciate LeBron, but remember who he's following.
Yeah.
He's following a homegrown hero superstar in Kobe Bryant who played 20 years with the Lakers.
Yeah.
So it's a different, an appreciation, and it's a respect at a whole nother level. But at the end of the day, if he won one more,
got it.
You know what I'm saying? It sounds funny, Jay.
Hold on, wait. I only got 5 minutes to talk about basketball, y'all. Y'all ain't gonna go. I got one segment. Let's go.
If he won one more, talk, it'll be a little different. No, I was gonna say if he won one more, it certainly would just be a difference. That's all.
So as we talk about LeBron James, he's an all-star. He's an all-star. Yeah, I got one segment. I got a lot to say. So
for this whole week, by the way.
Yeah, just this one block. Yeah. 4 more minutes.
I'm sorry, Jay. Time's up.
No, it's not. LeBron James is an all-star. Can we talk about this for a second last night? Because they named the all-star reserve list. And this is the coaches' picks. And the coaches can't see the whole league all the time because the coaches are making picks so much differently than how I think. So I'm watching Jaren Jackson and Paul George. And with all due respect, Jaren Jackson has had one hell of a year. Paul George had a good year. But both these guys have missed 17 games in the first half of the season. 17 games. So as I see guys like De'Aaron Fox, who has played pretty much all the games, who they gave Domantas Sabonis love, glad he's finally, all-star, a starter, not a starter, but a reserve. He is a starter, excuse me. And then also with De'Aaron Fox, I'm like, why isn't De'Aaron Fox a reserve all-star? Like, he should be an all-star. They're third in the West.
Why do you think?
I have no idea. They're third in the West.
No good with even the fans James vote. They'll get it wrong. The coaches.
But even James Harden, like Jrue Holiday, got all the respect in the world for Jrue Holiday. James Harden, you saw it on his IG last night, popping off about it. The guy's averaging pretty much 21 points and 11 assists per game. Like, he's the main reason with Joel Embiid why Philly's in the position they're in the first place. Like, so what are the coaches doing here? They just see the game that differently.
Well, let me ask you a question about that, Jay. Let me ask you a question. As a baller, right? Ballers see certain dudes differently in my experience. Like, they look at the skills and what they can do, and they're like, nah, man, that dude ain't that dude. right? Like,
Yes.
Drew Holiday, that's not James Harden. But if you were a coach and you look at Drew Holiday as a coach and what you need for the team, you might look at it different.
So let's look at it this way. When is the last time that we have said the Sacramento Kings are third in the Western Conference?
Never. Like,
what?
20 years.
What?
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time you talked about the Kings?
Well, you know me. I said if they had LeBron James, they'd just win the championship. That was 3 years ago, if you remember. And y'all laughed at me.
So
But
how do you not give them credit? How do you not give their two best players credit to be in the All-Star game?
I think you do, right? But at the end of the day, the brand
of what? Jaren Jackson and the Memphis Grizzlies?
No, the brand across their chest becomes a problem because they've been so bad for so long.
Yeah, no, that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
Right, Jay? And they're not going to necessarily reward them because the brand been so bad for so long. That's the only thing I can see. Now, I can be completely wrong, but I wanted to ask you real quick, Jay, why in the NBA do people, like the players, get so ticked off when they feel snubbed about not being a starter, being a reserve, or not making a reserve? Why is that? Like, why do they go? I just want to know, is it incentive? Like, what happens?
You get incentives. You get bonus checks, Key.
Okay.
If you're an all-star, if you're a star, I mean, you get bonus checks now.
Because I'm like, if you make it, you make it. Why do you care if you start? You're going to play.
Checks. You got it right the first time.
But it's also like clout, man. I mean, like, so James Harden takes less money. He transforms himself into more of a pass-first guard.
After
he
having a bad
commits to it.
season.
He has a great season. You talk about where they are in the Eastern Conference. It's like, damn, I'm not going to be rewarded for that. Y'all going to give it to Drew Holiday over me? Okay.
Okay, so how many guards are, to help me understand this, how many guards are selected, Jay?
Well, it's per position.
That's what I'm saying. How many guards?
Well, let me go through it. Let me pull it up. Hold on.
Is it 3 guards per? Is it
As
3?
Jay is pulling that up.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
But that's what I'm saying.
Drew Holiday earned $324,000 All-Star bonus for being selected as a reserve.
But okay, all right.
I want to say something
like,
quick because look,
I hate to make it sound crazy because $324,000 to anyone is ridiculous, right?
But it's not NBA life-changing.
Like, what is he like? I mean, he going.
Yeah, before we get out of here, guys, I want to say one thing about LeBron and the Lakers. Just like Tom Brady changed the standard for how many championships you need to win as a quarterback, right? Back in the day, it's if you got a championship, you were good. You won a Super Bowl. Dan Marino, he just needs that one Super Bowl. Then Brady comes around and he gets 7. Now it's like, damn, you only got 1? You need at least 2 Aaron Rodgers, at least, right? The Lakers franchise is like that. One chip is not enough. Forget about the bubble, even if it hadn't been in a bubble. But if LeBron gets that second championship, people are going to feel differently. If he was
the Lakers, if he was homegrown, that one would be great.
He's not right.
Yeah, that one would be great.
But he's not. So since he came over toward the end, that next one cements it as Lakers legend.
And on top of that, before we close here, he's following one of the top 3 Lakers of all time.
Yep, he needs that next one as far as the Lakers fans are concerned. Julius Randle, by the way, got $1.2 million for being selected as a reserve.
Okay, see, now we talking.
Now we're talking. Okay. Incentives.
24, but 1.2 for sure.
Man, that's a hell of a bonus check.
Is Jalen Hurts the next face of the NFL? Keyshawn, J. Will and Max, ESPN Radio.
The NBA created the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Social Justice Champion Award. Abdul-Jabbar has long been committed to using his influence to engage on social issues to promote equality and fight discrimination. And in 2016, Kareem was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor.
Black History Always. Celebrating Black History Month on ESPN Radio.
Baseball, basketball, pickleball. Those are sports, and people love sports. If you love sports, you should know this. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. Does saving have anything to do with sports? No, but people love sports, so I'm yelling sports out. Hockey, swimming, golf. Not all sports have the word ball in there, so save big when you switch to Progressive. Go sports teams!
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. The new year is here. Time for a change. Start a recession-resistant new career in the high-demand IT field with My Computer Career in just months. Already in IT? Build your cybersecurity skills and prep for thousands of open positions employers nationwide are desperate to fill. Attend classes live online or on campus, and financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill. Make this your year. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. That's mycomputercareer.edu.
The Bart and Hahn Show.
Aaron Rodgers. He's in the same generation as Tom Brady. He will never pass Tom Brady. And I wonder if he thinks of this. I do believe that Aaron Rodgers, when considering playing for the Jets and all the negatives that come with it, might also say,
but if I win one here?
People will say, well, Tom Brady was the greatest winner of all time, but man, you see what Aaron Rodgers did with the Jets? No, that's the best thing I've ever seen.
Bart Scott and Alan Hahn. Weekdays at noon on 98.7 ESPN.
Hi, I'm attorney John D'Agostino. If you've been injured, you need a lawyer who knows what you're going through. I understand how one accident can turn your whole world upside down. I've been there. As a kid, I played a lot of ball on these streets, and I always played to win. As a lawyer, I make sure my clients know they're getting a winner. Have you been told your case is a loser? Give me a shot. I'm a fighter. Someone who's going to swing for the fences to get you the money you deserve. I've been there. I now run D'Agostino & Associates, a personal injury law firm I built right here in New York and New Jersey. For over 30 years, D'Agostino & Associates has been helping accident victims get every dollar they deserve. We've recovered millions of dollars for people just like you. Call now, 888-24-LAW-24. D'Agostino & Associates, a personal injury law firm that offers free consultation. And if you can't make it to us, we're going to come to you. I've been there. Call now, 888-24-LAW-24. 888-24-LAW-24. D'Agostino Law, fight back.
Yo, Pablo Torre here, host of the ESPN Daily Podcast. When you want to go beyond your feed, when you want to get inside the score, when you want to get behind the highlight, there's ESPN Daily. Go deeper into the stories of the moment. Get the exclusive access and insider perspective that only ESPN can give you. ESPN Daily, hosted by me, Pablo Torre. Listen and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
The all-new Weekend Wager comes to 98.7 ESPN on Friday nights at 10 p.m. It's presented by BetMGM Sports. Don't be left out of the action.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Well, let's see what Dominic says from Pennsylvania.
Good idea.
First of all, just wanted to say what's up. I listen to you guys every day on the way to work. I got a 40-minute drive. I love the sports talk. You guys are awesome.
I'm the face of my city. Co-signed by Diddy. Hard liquor. Hotel something. Gotta do my bidding. You change, no kidding. Wasn't always as pretty. Runway, I'm fitting. Fourth quarter, not inning. In a way, we ain't winning. Back home for a week. In a way, we ain't sinning. If you can't stay with me, in a way, she
NFL.
Hitting. Yes, man.
Dan Orlovsky.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. It wasn't even a Monday. ESPN football analyst on First Take had this to say about Jalen Hurts.
He's the next guy. Like he's the next one. And the NFC needs it. Like the NFC needs that. I have a buddy who works for Samsung, this guy named Dave Phelps, who works in marketing. He said he's the most marketable player in the NFL for the next 10 years, just because all of the things that he represents. So I'm with you. I think he's the next guy.
Next guy after who?
Hey, Max, Dave just lost his job.
Yeah, Dave. Dave from Samsung. Dave from Samsung, call in right now.
No, hey, look, he's the next guy doesn't mean that the other people will not be a part of that. He just means he's the next guy up to join Patrick Mahomes, so to speak. Patrick Mahomes is not going anywhere. He's the guy. He's going to get his commercial, State Farm, the whole deal. He's gonna be that guy because he's going to keep winning and being a part of pop culture. Young kids can identify with him. Kids go to the barbershop to figure out how to get blonde tips and curly hair and swirl it across the top of their face. That's just the reality of it. He is one of those guys, and I'm not saying he's Michael Jordan, but he's one of those guys where, as a kid, like I say all the time, I wore a knee sleeve and I bit my tongue 1,000 times, and I didn't even have a problem with my knee because I looked at Michael Jordan and I said, okay, I want to be like Mike. And I think there's a lot of kids that's going to do the same thing when it comes down to Patrick Mahomes. Now you switch to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, not me, but Jalen Hurts is sexy. And he's sexy to a lot of young women, a lot of mothers. He's hot to a lot of kids. There's a snack crackle pop about him. He wears a certain fashion with his look. He's got a lot of Cam Newton in him in terms of when Cam was hot and chasing MVPs and going to Super Bowls and throwing the football and doing great in his first several years in the league. Cam Newton was all over the place. Hell, Cam Newton was selling yogurt to the world. Think about that. Yogurt. When have you ever seen a brother selling yogurt? I'm not laughing. I'm dead damn serious. You see what I'm saying, though? And he's going to fall into that category, especially if he wins the Super Bowl.
It's just such a different style and swag than Joe Burrow because it's in Philly, what it represents.
Absolutely.
How he rocks the earring, like even the press conference he had the other day, like the hat was like down, the brim was over, like you couldn't really see his eyes, but it still looked classy as hell. You know what I mean? It was just, it's like, you're not going to say culture, but like there's a different feel and like aura around it than Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes.
And the quarterback position, Jay, is what he is nowadays. The quarterback position is not Peyton Manning and Drew Bledsoe and Dan Marino, and that's not the position anymore. The position is Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes.
That's
the
interesting.
position.
So you're saying because I think Joe Burrow is going to be. If I had to pick one guy other than Mahomes, I would pick Burrow. But this is interesting. You're saying, Key. Let me correct me if I'm wrong. But what I just heard was, when you add it all up, the change to the position with a guy you can market to so many different groups, who's having a lot of success and who's emblematic of that change in the position, who can do all those things from a big market, et cetera, Jalen Hurts is like the perfect storm of that.
Yeah, but so is Joe Burrow. I think in my estimate in Joe Burrow can do all that too. I almost cursed, but Joe Burrow's my dude.
Yeah.
Like I mess with him, but he's in Cincinnati. You're like, well, so and so's in Buffalo or so and so's in this. And the way that I look at it from understanding, Philadelphia essentially is a poor man's New York City. And it's right up the road. What do y'all call it? I-95 or whatever it is?
They're not going to like that.
Man, I don't look. Is it not a poor man's Philadelphia? I mean, a poor man's New York?
Yeah.
City of brotherly love, man.
It's
Make it easy, yo. No, it's not. Yo, we're not going to do that.
Okay, so whatever, man. It's a nice.
Have the same size.
I won't let you do that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Do that.
I'm sorry, Philadelphia people.
I will apologize too.
I'm sorry, Philadelphians.
That's the right thing.
I'm sorry, Philadelphians. I didn't mean to call you a poor man's New York. It's a big, giant city. It's up the road from New York. So it's easier. Up, down, whatever. Up, down.
Geographical importance.
Let's not get bogged down in the semantics of where it's at.
It's a major
you still got to go through 30 damn tolls to get to the city. There you go. Is that better? I mean, like, come on.
Yes.
You go through a industrial New Jersey. Never mind, because they'll get me next.
The Garden State alone.
So Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, there's a feeling in the air at
what
some
you said about Sacramento. Same thing.
There's a feeling in the air at some point, even with Joe Burrow, Cincinnati is still going to be Cincinnati.
Yeah, but it's no wait. It's not just the size of the market. It's the brand.
It's the brand.
The team has created.
Absolutely, that's what I was about to say. That's
like the Sacramento Kings when you're talking about.
That's what I was going to say. There's a feel,
but Key,
that the Bengals are going to be the Bengals no matter what.
Let me say it the right way. Let me think of the right way.
The right way. What was the way I said it? What's so wrong about that?
No. I almost said Max the white way.
What about that,
right.
Jay?
I'm gonna have
Key, so just to give context on this, so Key saw the movie You People the other day, right? So I'm in bed tonight, so I'm like, I watched it, right? It's hysterical.
Eddie
so
Murphy.
Key, just to put it in context from You People, from Eddie Murphy, right? You know when he's talking,
not just Eddie.
Well, yeah, the whole thing.
The other actor too, please, Jay.
Hill?
I want to continue to work with you.
No, listen, yeah, Jonas Hill, right?
Yes, thank you.
So remember when he says to Jonas Hill, it's like, oh yeah, you got a podcast for the culture, right? For the culture. Like to me, like Jalen Hurts is the culture. of the NFL and where the culture of the NFL is moving towards.
And he hasn't, and,
Right?
and unlike Burrow, he's not stigmatized by a branded team that is known for losing. Yeah. Yes.
Man, they got Rocky in the stands.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
But I still say Burrow's so much that dude that he'll change the culture as the years
I
go
agree.
by. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
but
but
it's a
the-
different. It's if like just to be honest about it. If you're looking at Joe represents one side of the culture, Jalen represents the other side of the culture. You got both sides of the culture.
And here's
Boom.
the other thing about Jalen Hurts.
Now, see, I
Until
think
recently,
Joe
people-
Burrow. I think Joe Burrow represents both sides of the culture too. The problem is,
You know how, but I'm talking about Kia about how I'm not saying that how I see it, because to me, both are the culture, right? But I'm telling you how sometimes brands see things and how they go to market athletes. Like, like when you get these huge RRPs, like having a branded company, right? They're like, oh, like we wanted to hit this demographic in these pockets of the country, and he wants and they see like, oh, this person can skew towards that. That person can skew. That's how companies look at things.
That's how the
NFL will look at it.
I do understand it, Jay. But Joe Burrow can touch both sides.
I agree with you.
So could Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
The difference is there's a certain section of those both sides that Joe Burrow could eventually lose, where Jalen Hurts will never gain. So he was never losing anything in the first place.
I understand what Key
Yeah,
is.
we're
You
both saying
understand what I'm
the same
saying?
thing. We're both saying the same
here's
thing.
the other
we
thing
are.
about Jalen
I
Hurts
just
before
wanted
we
to
get out
say
of
it.
here,
You
guys.
cleaned it up.
Cleaner.
Here's the other thing.
cleaned
Here's
it up
the other
for
thing
me.
about Jalen Hurts before we get out of here. He was not the first overall pick in the draft and all those things. So the whole question with him, everything you said is right.
It fits in
About the
Philly
market,
scheme.
and all that, and how it's emblematic of change. But his level of excellence is what it all comes down to. None of this is possible if he's not playing at this level. He has, which indicates that the entire perception of what he is, Key, has now changed, maybe permanently. It's no more, it's like he is one of those chosen guys. Is Patrick Mahomes, speaking of chosen guys, already one of the 5 greatest quarterbacks who ever lived? Is he better than that? Keyshawn, J. Will, Max, ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's Greeny, and don't miss a Football Friday and a very special guest, Tom Brady Sr., doing very few interviews, but he will do our show talking about the retirement of his legendary son. All that and more Football Friday, Greeny, on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Experience the Riv. Experience the legacy. Elevate your game at the Genesis Invitational. Get your tickets at genesisinvitational.com.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cat.
Whatever. Are you just jealous that nobody's naming anything after you?
Not my high school football field, not the practice field, not even the urinal in the boys' locker room.
I know.
Sedano and Cap, coming up Monday at 4 p.m.
On 710 ESPN. The biggest show on the radio. Mason in Ireland on 710.
Yeah, but you're a hack.
You're old.
That's your comeback. You're old.
Monday at 1 p.m.
On 710 ESPN.
If I could be you.
And you could be me for just 1 hour.
If you could find a way.
To get inside each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out. And for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Slip the coffee check. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor. Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Visit ManagerBP.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Blood clots can happen to anyone. Up to 900,000 people in the United States are affected by blood clots each year, and 100,000 die from them. Blood clots don't discriminate. You or a loved one could be at risk right now. The good news is blood clots can be prevented. Knowing the risks and symptoms are key. On average, 1 person in the United States dies of a blood clot every 6 minutes. Don't let that be you or someone you know. Learn more at stoptheclot.org/spread the word.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting, like basketball analyst Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Join the V Foundation team. 100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now at V.org.
Wake up with Key, J-Will, and Max. Nobody does LA mornings like KJM.
Here's my dream scenario for Johnny Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. There's a guy in South Florida who's 45, 46 years old. Tom Brady's his name. And I'm going to say, hey, all I need you to do is teach Brock Purdy and Trey Lance how to play football. All I need you for is a year. And guess what? This could be your dream scenario.
LA Mornings with LA Zone. Keyshawn. Tomorrow morning till 10 a.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Keyshawn, J-Will, and Max in the morning.
LA Sports Talk all day long. 710
ESPN.
Westbrook, top of the key. Westbrook dribbling, picks up his dribble. Throws it down low to AD. Powers shoots a follow-away good. 112, 111, 34 seconds remaining in the game.
That's how it sounded on 710 ESPN LA. AD and LeBron rally the Lakers to a 112-111 win over the Pacers. Anthony Davis finished with 31 and 14 boards. LeBron with 26 points. Now 63 points behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the all-time scoring list. Giannis Antetokounmpo scored 20 of his 54 in the fourth quarter as the Bucks overcame a 21-point deficit to beat the Clippers 106-105. Look at these one-point wins on Thursday night.
Third 50-point game in the last 15 games? What?
Was it on 75? Full time 75%? No. All right. For their sixth consecutive win. I'm telling you, man, when the Bucks are healthy, don't sleep.
He the MVP? He the MVP?
Yeah, he's climbing up, right? Okay. Jamal Murray had 33, while Nikola Jokic had another big night. Jay, 22, 16, and 14. That's his 17th triple-double of the season for Alan Yates' favorite player. 134, 117
win. You the MVP every year.
Over the Warriors. Yeah, people in Philly just won't stop. Sports Center is brought to you by eBay Motors. We all know the game isn't over till it's over, so next time you need parts for your car, don't call it quits. Go to eBay Motors. They have 122 million parts to take your car into overtime. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Keyshawn, J-Will, and Max, presented by Progressive Insurance. So Dan Orlovsky had Patrick Mahomes in his top 5 all time.
Another Dan Orlovsky take?
I got no problem with that.
Another one?
I got no problem if Mahomes didn't even play in this Super Bowl. He said, you know what, I'm retiring right now. I have him in my top 5 all time.
I just can't.
I got no problem with that.
Okay.
Here's the problem. Title from as the GOAT.
Point game in the last 15 games? What?
Was it on 75? Don't tell me 75%. No. All right. For their 6th consecutive win. I'm telling you, man, when the Bucks are healthy, don't sleep.
He the MVP? He the MVP?
Yeah, he's climbing up, right? Okay. Jamal Murray had 33, while Nikola Jokic had another big night. Jay, 22, 16, and 14. That's his 17th triple-double of the season for Alan Yates' favorite player. 134, 117 win.
You the MVP every year.
Over the Warriors. Yeah, people in Philly just won't stop. Sports Center is brought to you by eBay Motors. We all know the game isn't over till it's over, so next time you need parts for your car, don't call it quits. Go to eBay Motors. They have 122 million parts to take your car into overtime. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Keyshawn, J-Will, and Max, presented by Progressive Insurance. So Dan Orlovsky had Patrick Mahomes in his top 5 all time.
Another Dan Orlovsky take?
I got no problem with that.
Another one?
I got no problem if Mahomes didn't even play in this Super Bowl. He said, you know what, I'm retiring right now. I have him in my top 5 all time.
I just can't.
I got no problem with that.
Not
Here's
gonna,
the problem.
Not gonna
he has him second to Tom Brady.
That's
and then he has John Elway, Peyton Manning, and Dan Marino. But what he doesn't have, who he doesn't have, is possibly the greatest of all time, Joe Montana. You know, the guy who Tom Brady eventually took the title from as the GOAT due to his longevity, not because he was better at his peak, but longevity, is Joe Montana.
How does Key, wait a second, because I was on First Take yesterday. I did not hear this conversation because I plugged in late.
Clearly, you wasn't paying attention.
Well, no, I don't pay attention until I'm on air. Why?
Why did I let him get away with that?
What is going on?
I didn't let him get away with it at all. As soon as he broke down the list and unveiled the list of the whole deal, and I looked, because in my mind, I had already calculated who the QBs were going to be. And
Reeves, it's good! Austin Reeves with a dagger!
This is where the big shots fall for the purple and gold. 710 ESPN.
Your home of Lakers basketball this season.
And the place is going nuts!
The future depends on teachers. Every day, teachers are shaping our tomorrows, starting their students on journeys that will change the course of history. Right now, in a classroom somewhere in the United States, there's a teacher inspiring a future scientist who will make preventing pandemics their life's work, sharpening the mind of an aspiring environmentalist who will help combat climate change, and generating possibilities for a student who will be the first in their family to graduate college. It all starts with teachers who meet challenges with creativity, who reinvent education for the future, who work towards a school system that lifts up every child, regardless of race, income, or zip code, and to enable the full potential of our students, our communities, and our country. Explore a career that leaves a legacy you can be proud of. Shape the future. Teach. Learn more and receive free support at teach.org.
KSPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Nothing matters until you're on that football field playing.
3rd and goal at the 2 for the Chiefs.
That's when you get to prove who you are.
Mahomes scrambling to his right.
I'm a competitor. I'm going to make our team have success.
Holding it, gets off the hit, now lunging forward.
We have that mindset. The big plays come.
Touchdown! Magic! Oh my! Unreal!
This is Keyshawn J. Willimax coming to you live from the Seaport District at Pier 17, brought to you by Chase.
What great debates we have on this show.
People want to weigh in on it, too. We've been talking all morning.
Max thinks John Elway is not as good as Patrick Mahomes already.
Clearly, that's the case. But
5 seasons